Hey everyone, today is the perfect day to take the Engwe Engine Pro 2.0 out on a throttle only test and see how far this 52 volt 16 amp hour battery will take us. So let's just get going. So we started this test at 32.7 miles. And like I said, throttle only. We'll see how far this goes. I will be fluctuating the throttle back and forth. I'm not going to keep it on full throttle the whole time. And I will check in at every 5 mile increment, just like usual, like I do on my other throttle only tests. And we'll see what this new 2.0 can do. Now, a few tips for you new Engwe Engine 2.0 owners. After your first couple rides, go ahead and go through all the nuts and bolts. I found some loose on the fenders, and these are metal fenders, so when a nut comes a little loose, it gives you a pretty good vibration, not like you'd hear if they were plastic fenders. Now, I still like the metal fenders. I think it just gives more elegance to this bike. But it's something to check out. And if they keep coming loose, then get yourself a little Loctite or a little lock washer or lock nut to put on there, and you'll be good. But for me, this bike has just been simply amazing right out of the box. I still haven't made any modifications to it. I don't plan on making any modifications to it. Even the seat is comfortable. The only thing I've added was the phone mount that you see right here. And maybe in the summertime, maybe I'll add a water bottle holder. But other than that, I think this is the first e-bike I've gotten where I haven't had to modify anything to get a comfortable riding position or just better performance. So I am very happy with it. But we will do a long-term test later on and see if I'm still happy with it. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to be. Now, I've had a couple of my friends also ride this, and they did come back with all smiles. They said they really enjoyed riding it. It was just a different experience than riding the 26-inch wheel e-bikes. And it's the same experience I'm having. All right, let me get to the first 5 mile mark and I will check in with you. So we're gonna go ahead and ride this on multiple terrains too, just to give you a sense of the distance you can go on a dirt path, gravel path, street, bike trail, just so you can make a better informed decision if you're looking at this one. Now, I've been thinking, I do owe an apology to the RV group. A while back, I did make a video complaining about why RVers are reviewing e-bikes. Now, I knew that RVers used e-bikes with them, But at the moment, I couldn't, for some reason, not trying to make excuses, couldn't grasp the fact why an RV channel was reviewing something that wasn't about RVing, but it is about RVing. Because after reading some of the comments of that video, I started watching some more of the RV channels. First of all, I realized how fun it must be to RV. Now, I've watched some RV channels that are just plain being negative about RVing. But I've watched some good channels that are honest about RVing. The good, the bad, the ugly, the truth. 'Cause that's what I always look for in a review. I try and give the truth. Look for the truth. And when I'm wrong, I'm going to correct myself just like I am now. So I apologize to all the RVers who saw my video and maybe took offense to what I said. But after watching, I realized not only how fun this could be in a campground, but also how practical it could be for RVers and campers in general who need to use it to like go to the store. Instead of packing up the RV and driving it down to the store, you might be able to get to do what you need to do or get what you need to get on an e-bike. But for me, it went a little deeper because I went to my first RV show about a month ago. Yeah, we weren't looking for anything particular. We actually got together with a bunch of friends, just thought it'd be fun. But it did open up my mind to a world of possibilities. Because I am getting closer to that retirement age. And maybe taking an RV out and having some adventures might be fun. Now, some of you long-term or I don't want to say hardcore, but the people who really know about RVing, maybe you can tell me some of the ins and outs that you see from your own personal experience. Because just like anything on YouTube, somebody will make a channel about something and then turn it always into a negative video. I mean, they do that at just about every subject and category you could think of. All right, we have hit the first 5-mile mark. Let me stop real quick. Everything's bouncing around. Let me see what the battery level says. It says 1, 2, 3, 4. We're down to 4 bars out of 5. But anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there and apologize. And I do think that this bike would probably be a great bike just because of its size and the fact that it can fold up. For anybody who wants like a campground cruiser. And it doesn't matter if it's, RV or you're a tent camper. You want something to cruise around the campground, go to the store, just cruise around, see different things around wherever you're camping. I think This bike and other bikes like it are probably a really good choice. So since I tightened those loose nuts I found on the rear fender, it has become a much quieter bike. Let me get up here and I'll show you which ones I'm talking about. I found loose and had to tighten up. Okay. First one was this one right here. It was loose. Now, I don't remember if I tightened that up when I first got it, but maybe it just needs a little thread lock on it. Now, the other ones I found loose are these right here. This one and this one. They're pretty loose. This one holds the back fender bracket and the brake light. Now I remember tightening those, but maybe I just didn't tighten them down enough because those are lock nuts. This one over here, this one down here, I believe just had some thread lock on it. But if you get this, just do your due diligence. Just go over every little nut and bolt that you can find and see if it's tight. I did find the locking grips a little loose. They were still spinning on me. I just tightened them up here and here, and we're good to go. All right, let's keep going. We've got about 2 more miles to the 10-mile mark. And we'll see how we're doing. 10 miles. We're still only down 1 bar that it shows. We have 4 bars lit up still. And we're gonna keep going. See what we get at the 15-mile mark. Now, who else do I think this bike would be good for besides RVers and campers? Well, just about anybody. Unless you're really tall, this bike is suitable, it seems like, for just about every height range. I'm 6 feet tall, and I'm very comfortable on it, even pedaling. You know, I can move the seat up to get a better pedaling position. I am sitting a little lower today just because I am doing the throttle test, so I'm not going to be doing any pedaling. But I think this is suitable for young, old, middle-aged, anybody who just wants to get out and ride around their neighborhood, ride down a bike path, go sightseeing somewhere. It would be hard to go wrong with this bike. Now, I have seen a video from a YouTuber. I'm not going to say the name, but he is just complaining about how the frame breaks, how the fenders fall off. And I seen pictures, he showed pictures of where the frame broke. And I look at this, and I'm like, if you're using this the way it's supposed to be used, you're never going to have any problems like that. So my conclusion to that was that he was misusing it. He wasn't using it for its intended use. He was abusing it, probably riding it like it shouldn't be ridden. It's either that or he was just in a bad crash and that did it. But just looking at the construction of this, I'm hard pressed to see really anything other than the brakes and the tires wearing down. But that would be over time, over a long usage. So I don't know if that guy was just complaining to complain. He was actually trying to, looked like he was trying to do a review on the Engine 2.0 without the bike. He was making speculations. And none of it seemed to be good. So, like I said, just watch out who you watch, who you're going to believe, and some things you just need to take with a grain of salt. But from what I'm seeing with this bike, it seems pretty bulletproof. Unless you plan on really abusing it and riding it the way you shouldn't be riding it. You know, like taking this and thinking it's a BMX bike, and you're gonna do jumping, and you're gonna ride wheelies, and you're gonna hit curbs, jump off rocks, whatever. This bike is not made for that. And I think that's the misconception some people have when they see full suspension e-bikes. That they designed it with full suspension for hard off-road use. When really, most of them are designing full suspension to give you a smoother ride. Not intended use in hard off-road riding. Now there are some that are designed for hard off-road riding. You're usually going to see that in the larger 26-inch wheel bikes. See, stuff like this. A nice dirt trail, a little gravelly, some bumps. The suspension really smooths this stuff out. And it's not hard on the bike. You're not having big hits to the front end. The bottom or the back end is not bottoming out. So stuff like this also makes this bike really shine. And that's why I say it could also be great in the campground, because a lot of campgrounds, it's, you know, there's no paved roads. You've got a dirt road, gravelly road, bumps here and there. With these 20-inch fat tires, it does a real good job. It's not slipping around on me. Now we are coming up on the 15-mile mark. Here at about 3/10 of a mile. And everything has still been running great. No loss of power, no nothing. Just chugging along. All right, there's the 15-mile mark. And in the last 5 miles, it has dropped another bar. So now we're at 3 bars showing, 2 bars down. And we're gonna keep this going. All right, so we are on our way to the 20-mile mark now. 3 bars left. Let's see if this is one of those type of batteries that once it gets into the middle section of the battery, it starts to drop quicker. Or is it one that ends up lasting longer in the middle section? We'll see. We'll see what it is at the 20-mile mark. All right, we are getting down to the nitty-gritty here. We are down to the last bar. I've been on the last bar for a couple miles. We are almost at the 20-mile mark, but we'll keep riding this until I see the mileage drop. The miles per hour go down. We're still 20.8. Seems to be what it wants to cruise at on full throttle with no headwind. I think that's it. I'm seeing the voltage drop down now, or the mileage drop down. We'll take it home and get the final count. All right, so the final mileage was 22.4 miles. For a 250-pound rider on throttle only, I think that was great. Now, I spent most of the time between half throttle and full throttle, but for a bike this size, with a rider my size, it did great. All right, so that's it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next adventure. Bye.